So, what if I told you there was a proven step-by-step system for building a software company from absolute scratch to over 1,000 paying customers? And I'm not talking about the usual high-level advice you hear. I mean a real-world, in-the-trenches playbook. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first, we've got to face a pretty tough number. A whopping 90% of startups fail before they even get close to $1 million in revenue. It's a huge, scary number, right? But here's the thing, it's not random. It's not just bad luck.
In fact, the vast majority of these founders, that 90%, they all fail for the exact same reason. It all boils down to one single critical mistake that they make again and again, and it sinks the ship before it even leaves the harbor. And here it is, plain and simple. Founders fall in love with their idea, not their customers' problems. They'll lock themselves away for a year, maybe even 18 months, coding this beautiful thing in a total vacuum, only to launch to the sound of crickets. They confuse the activity of building with the progress of building something people will actually pay for. So, how do you avoid that trap? How do you become the 10%? Well, it all starts right here, with what's called the discovery playbook. This first phase is all about taking the risk out of the entire venture before you write a single line of code. The goal here is simple, but it's absolutely non-negotiable. You have to commit to doing a minimum of 50 discovery calls. But listen, you're not just fishing for compliments or feedback. The real goal, the acid test, is to get people to prepay for a product that doesn't even exist yet. That's the ultimate green light. And on these calls, you can't just wing it. You need to be methodical. You ask these 6 questions in order. First, make sure they even get the problem you're describing. Then, the big one. Do you have this problem? Find out how they're patching it together today. Then you get to the money questions. Would you pay for a real solution? What features are must-haves? And finally, you name a price. This sequence is designed to cut through the noise and get to the truth. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work? Oh, it does. And the origin story of BarkBox, which is now a massive publicly traded company, is the perfect example of this in action. Get this, the founder didn't have a product, he didn't have a team, he didn't even have a real website. He had a photoshopped image of a website on his phone and a little square credit card reader. He just went to a dog park, found people with big dogs, showed them the picture, and when they said, "I want that," he swiped their credit card right then and there. He got 50 paying customers on day 1. That, my friends, is validation. Okay, so once you have those prepayments, you've proven people will actually open their wallets for this thing, now you can finally build, right? Well, yes, but not in the way you probably think. The key to this next phase is totally counterintuitive. You need to build less so that you can learn more. See, the way that leads to that 90% failure rate is to spend a year and a half automating everything, which just puts a huge wall between you and your customers. The unfair advantage, the smart way, is to launch anything, in just 4 to 6 weeks, keep things manual, and stay ridiculously close to those first users. The mantra here is simple, but it's a tough one for engineers to swallow. If you can do it manually, you should do it manually. For one of his companies, Adam Robinson literally sent spreadsheets to his customers through email for 5 full months before they even started building a web app. It sounds insane, but it's actually genius. Why on earth would you do that? Because the benefits are just massive. You stay so close to your customers, you feel their pain. You learn these little nuances that automation would totally hide from you. It means you can iterate 10 times faster than your bloated competitors, get to market months ahead of them, and start gathering that priceless real-world feedback from day 1. Okay, so all this manual work, all this closeness to your customers, it's all leading up to one thing. The holy grail for any startup. The litmus test. Achieving product market fit. This is the one gate you absolutely have to pass through before you even whisper the word scale. So what does product market fit actually look like? It's not some fuzzy feeling. It's a set of hard, non-negotiable signals. Number 1, you're getting at least 1 referral every single week from a happy, paying customer. Number 2, if you told your customers you were shutting down, they would be genuinely, seriously upset. And number 3, you're starting to see organic growth, people finding you without you doing any marketing at all. So let's be honest for a second. Ask yourself this, right now. Do you have all 3 of those signals? Not 1, not 2, all 3. Because if the answer is no, or even just kinda, then you need to hit the brakes hard. Do not move on. Trying to scale a product before you have true product market fit is like trying to set fire to wet wood. It doesn't matter how much marketing fuel you pour on it, it's just not going to work. But if you've got those 3 signals locked in, well, congratulations, you've made it. You've officially earned the right to scale. And this is where you light the fuse by implementing what we call the magic growth triangle. It's a 3-part system for repeatable, predictable growth. Pillar number 1, and this is the bedrock of the whole thing: founder-led content. This isn't about hiring a fancy marketing agency. This is about you, the founder, building a personal brand, probably on LinkedIn, and sharing your journey, the wins, the losses, all of it, in public. Next up, pillar 2, targeted outreach. And I want to be crystal clear. This is not about buying a list of 1 million emails and spamming them. No, this is surgical. You're reaching out to 2 very specific groups: people who perfectly match your ideal customer profile, and even better, people who have already visited your website. And the final piece of the puzzle, pillar 3, is smart retargeting. Think of this as the glue that holds everything together. It's the system that keeps your brand top of mind for all those people who showed interest but weren't quite ready to pull the trigger. Now here's where the magic really happens. See, any one of these channels on its own is kinda weak. Content by itself is way too slow for a startup. Cold outreach on its own has horrible conversion rates. And retargeting can't create new customers, it can only work with what you give it. But when you combine them, they create this powerful compounding growth engine where each part makes the other 2 strong. And you know the best part about this whole system? Big, stuffy corporations, they just can't do it. They can't replicate a founder sharing their authentic journey, the real story. That raw, human connection is something that can't buy. It is your single greatest unfair advantage. So there it is, the full roadmap, from 0 to over 1,000 customers. It starts not with your brilliant idea, but with a painful customer problem. So the only real question left is, what problem are you going to fall in love with first?